So where are you from? Are you from here?
Like originally?
Yeah.
No, I was born in Iran.
In Iran?
Yeah.
Tehran or somewhere
Yeah.
else? No way.
Yeah, big city boy.
Unreal. Yeah, so when did you come to Canada?
I came here the first time when I was 10, so like, what, 14 years ago?
Yeah?
Then I went back for a little while, and then I came back again for the second half of my high school.
Amazing.
Yeah, and I've been here since.
Yeah. Studied politics in school, so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man, okay. That's fantastic, man. So, here's the thing. I have a segment, you can see up here, I have a little description of what my channel's about. So I have a little segment called Emperor. You might be into that. So Emperor is basically if you had absolute political power, so you can do anything you wanted, what would be like one law that you would want to implement or alter? Yeah, if you had max power. Would that be something that
What's
would
one thing I would want to alter if I had max power?
Yeah.
More representation for people across gender and economic lines.
More representation.
Yeah.
How would you do that? How would you accomplish that?
It depends on the political context. In Canada, it's different. In Iran, I'm sure I have different answers for different countries.
Okay, can I get both?
For Iran?
Whatever you want, man.
Contentious issue. I almost feel like I shouldn't be answering on film.
Don't worry about it, man. No one's gonna get the Iranian government doesn't extend this far as I know.
What's your opinion
on what?
On Iran.
I have lots of opinions, man.
I'm more interested in you at this point.
Sorry?
I'm more interested in what you have to say.
I guess. Okay. So what part of my opinion would you like to dig into?
What would you do if you were the Iranian government?
I wouldn't be the Iranian government. If I was a new incoming Iranian government, I would take the U.S. Constitution and use that as a base model for what my country should look like. And I think that's pretty close to what I would do.
I think I would do something somewhat similar.
So what would you change?
My understanding, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, my understanding in Iran, there's a big difference between the older generation and the new generation.
Not a whole lot, but yeah, a little bit.
I know that the youth, they have different value systems and different kind of...
Some of them. See, that's been the overlaying narrative for a while.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, man. Before the revolution, a lot of the people that, lived, kind of had I would think they had similar values to what the younger generation has today. It's just that, an Islamic republic that was installed upon them, I guess, in a sense, through their own fault, changed the culture significantly. Right? And it's not necessarily because the older people were so different. Maybe they were. I don't know. I wasn't alive back then. I couldn't tell you for sure. But I can tell you, like, the culture of, partying, drinking, gambling, all that stuff used to exist in the country.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it didn't go away. It was just, muffled.
Would
right?
you say now it's more clandestine?
I don't know. It's hard to say, man. It's just, question is, like, what do you do now, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Under the current government, there's not a whole lot you can do.
It's not possible.
Because the way it's set up, like the identity of the government, the core identity of the government is antithesis to freedom, in a sense, right? If you're an Islamic republic, it's against you to allow alcohol, right?
Yeah.
That's just a given.
Yeah.
So how do you give people the freedom to do, what they want with their bodies, or, whatever it may be, when you've set up a system like that?
To me, the primacy of the individual reigns supreme, I think.
Yeah, and we don't have that at all, man.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
they're always digging into what people are doing in their personal lives, and it's just not cool. It's really not cool.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And one of the most tragic histories, in Iran is the Iran-Iraq War, where you lost a generation of youth that really could have been.
A lot of it was like based on radicalism,
progression.
right? It was like, hey man, why don't you go send your kids to run over landmines because we want to protect some sort of, I don't know what.
After the Korean War, it's the most deadly war since World War II.
So, if you had to do a little bit on Canada instead, what would you say about that in the next minute or so that we have together?
It would be the indigenous people, I think.
What would happen to them?
What would I do specifically to allow more representation?
How so?
I wouldn't do what Trudeau is doing, which is just adding quotas for representation in government. I would have a more ground level representation.
How so?
Well, for one, I think the social programs need to be improved for these people, and the fact that there's no running water, no clean water in some of these communities, is just a travesty. I think.
Okay.
It's unacceptable for Canada. The fact that we have clean water.
So why do you think we have it and they don't? Why do you think it's causing that?
It's not enough people vote based on Aboriginal issues, I think.
Yeah, but why is clean water turned into an Aboriginal issue? Shouldn't it be like, oh, we're Canadian citizens,
it's a Canadian issue.
We should have clean water, right?
Exactly. That's
so
what
why
it
is it
be.
that it tends more so that they don't have the water and we do? Why is
the
that?
Problem. People don't vote too much on.
Yeah, but it's not like you voted to have clean water, right?
Right.
You
yeah.
have it.
Yeah. So more people should vote as if this is a Canadian issue rather than a very specific.
Yeah, but I'm
issue.
asking why would it even be a voting matter? Why is it set up like that in the first place? That they don't have the clean water to begin with, and you'd have to vote for that.
Yeah, it's an institutional question. It's not an electoral question.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for the comment, man.
No, thank you.